Are you prepared? Could you survive without the grocery store for a while? Have you been equipped with the skills to endure? Let's take a lesson from the ants, learn of their ways, and be wise. No one is forcing them to hustle, yet all summer long they labor relentlessly, gathering, storing, preparing for what's ahead. As we journey back to 2021, these conversations remind us the wisdom of the past isn't just history, it's a guide for now. In a world where uncertainty looms and systems feel shaky, being prepared isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. The lessons shared here by Miss Odessa, they're more than memories, they're warnings, reminders to stay ready so we don't have to get ready.
Hard times is coming. The government might fail, the welfare system, the jobs might fail. And so I'm trying to figure out, how do one survive? How do you survive?
We survived because my daddy worked on a sharecropper. And every month they give him something to buy, flour, sugar, like that.
Okay.
But we farm. We grew the meal, the meat. They kill hogs, they kill cows. And we had pork and beef.
So the meat was there.
Meat was there, any amount of meat you want, any kind you want to eat. In that line of meat.
Okay.
They had a smokehouse.
Okay.
And how he stowed that meat, we didn't have no deep freeze. They either dug holes down the ground and went and got that ice from the ice mill. I remember they paid 25 cents for great old big blocks and dig it in the ground and then put hay down in there and then lay that tin, and whenever we had something like meat, we're going to sour it, put it down in there.
So the smoke would preserve the meat pretty much
Whenever we got ready for ham, cooked ham or something, they built a smoke. And they got that hickory bark, whatever they called it. And we didn't have no charcoal or nothing. They had bought that, went to the woods and dried that stuff out there where they cut wood.
What would you do if the lights went out? Are you prepared? Have you gathered the essentials? Things that may seem small, but can make all the difference. Candles, oil lamps, matches, flashlights, extra batteries. It's not about panic. It's about wisdom, about thinking ahead, just like the ant. Because when the lights go out, what you've already prepared is what you'll have to depend on.
It might come a time to where it might be as rough as back then, because
I could survive.
you could survive.
I could survive.
But see, can't everybody say that?
I could survive.
See, everybody can't say that.
Sure can.
I could survive because
Listen,
we
young
come through
people
some
out
hard
here,
Here's
times.
another thing though, Car, you were raised organically.
Uh-huh.
Cause mom always had a garden.
Right.
They've always canned
And
cooked.
killed hogs.
And you've eaten out of the backyard. You've eaten the fish.
We ate fruit
Mama
the
had
whole summer.
a whole summer. The
You
whole
know.
neighborhood was full of fruit.
Yeah.
So we were raised organically, and that's why we're not as sickly
No.
as a lot of people that were raised with processed food.
I've been asking people about, how did y'all used to do this, do that, because you just never know what's coming and who can survive and who can't. Because some of them, Grandma, they can't put air in a tire, no let alone figure out how to raise something.
Well, I've been through it, and I would be a survivor.
That's why we doing this. Give a person an opportunity to say, hey, if you don't know, you need to start asking the right questions.
When they're talking about survival kits, have enough canned goods or non-perishables put up for so
Yeah.
many days, and have you some water put up for so many days, set to the side for crises or whatever, in
Right,
case
right.
you, just like this COVID come out, and we had to self-quarantine, and everybody had to stay at home order. Everybody had to get to the grocery stores, and they were buying up everything they can buy up at that one time. But had you been buying along the way and putting it in your freezers, when the quarantine hit or the stay-at-home orders hit, you didn't have to go and stand in the long lines.
Well, this
Because that comes from mom and them
Dad
buying
and
in
them.
bulk.
It was
Okay.
cold, but they didn't have. When I was coming up, we didn't have no refrigerator and no deep freeze.
we went to try to buy seeds, certain seeds.
You
were
can't buy
gone.
it.
You can't buy.
Can't buy.
And then certain fruit that you get out the grocery store are hybrid. You can't even grow that, use that seed because
They frozen.
They got
It
it to
wasn't
where
even made by a
it's
seed.
engineered to not to reproduce.
Be cloned.
And so
Them old folk with fruit jars and different things. When you eat a watermelon, split the seed over here. Lay it out here in the sun to dry. And then they put it in the bucket or whatever it is.
And so when you get the big okra, y'all went to pick the big okra.
You
y'all
get the
pick-
seeds out of
so
it.
you always got seeds. out of whatever
I
you
do
grow.
that right now. I got my okra seeds over there in that window.
Really? So you
Yeah.
dry them out?
I put them out when they get too hard to eat. Put them over in here.
Everything you grow, you save the seeds. You get if you pick a pea,
You
when
say
the peas get hard, you use the seeds. The same peas that you eat,
Because the peas got
That's
a,
the-
it's
that's
a
the-
seed
it's a
inside.
seed, yeah,
that's
yeah.
the seed for it. Everything. That
Yeah,
you
just
grow,
like-
everything that you grow, you save
That's
They
a
some.
good
say the
point,
seed.
Unc. That's a real good point because if we just eat and don't put, ain't got taught or ain't
nothing. They ain't
put
got no
back,
seeds or nothing.
Right.
They raise that
we gotta
garden.
put back. We gotta
Resource-
hold
yeah.
something back.
Everything that you eat at the garden,
Save the seed.
you save some for your harvest, for you
For
can
your
get your
next year.
seeds to plant with. Your corn and corn off the cob, that's the seed.
Do you have a plan for contacting your family if everything goes silent? What about enough resources to not only take care of yourself, but to help those around you? Would you be prepared and willing to help your neighbor? In moments of crisis, it's not just about survival. It's about community. It's about compassion. And it's about being the answer to someone else's prayer because you had the foresight to prepare.
I tell
But-
you one thing. I bet you I ain't going hungry. Nobody around.
And so you didn't put up just enough for you and yours.
I don't never put up this stuff for me.
It was about more than enough.
Yeah.
We were stronger together than apart.
As a unit, right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was stronger that way. So even if you had the meat, somebody else might have had some vegetables.
Skills like gardening, canning, and sewing will come in handy sooner than you might think. There is survival in the soil. Even if you live in the city, consider creative ways to plant a balcony, a window box, a shared community lot. Miss Geneva's advice is tried and true. She's been preparing through the land for years, and now she passes on that wisdom. This isn't just a hobby, it's a lifeline.
When our group, well, I'm 73, okay, but when our group is gone, if you all hadn't, the younger ones have not prepared and learned how to do this, it's going to be a sad day because you just can't put a seed in the ground and expect it to grow it. You have to learn how to develop your land. You have to learn how to till it. You have to learn how to do some of the traditional methods. I do traditional, I do the raised, I do the hydroponics. So there's a different types of growing that you can do. So I am going to do the hydroponics because we're having a drought. So we need the water. I need a water base because if you do traditional, you still need the water. It's nutrient. The traditional, you got to put the nutrients in the ground, but our grounds are depleted. So you can directly do the hydroponics. But you got to learn how to, neutralize that to make it taste similar to your regular food. You have options. You have the chickens, you have the eggs. It's just that you have to garden. We're going to have to go back to eating the natural stuff to, to restore our health.
Yeah.
So we can do it. If the Lord keeps saying, grow something, we just got to do it by faith. God gonna, help us to do whatever we need to do. But we must learn to garden.
As you prepare in the natural, don't forget the most important preparation of all, the preparation of your heart and your soul. You need to know where you're going when your time on this earth is done. Jesus is coming back soon. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And just like with everything else, preparation is key.